morning. It is the Going On Daily Live morning show, and your favorite Sunday crew is here. I've got JP above on this side, and I've got the big dog Kenny up on that side. And let me tell you, this is going to be a great show. Oh my God, I'm loving this already, and we haven't even started. Season 2, episode 190. Look what the cat dragged in. And no, it's not about us, but it will have something to do with one of the topics today. At least one of the topics, right? At least one. So look out for that. Let me tell you. Look at these guys, poison. You ever dress like that, JP and Kenny?
No, not me. I think I've dressed the exact same since I was probably 5 years old.
Me too. Just a tee, some shorts, or when it snows, I throw on some jeans or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't, even though I had the hair for it back when I was younger. When I was younger, Kenny, not now.
Okay.
I didn't fluff my hair like that. I mean, and I didn't go out with any eyeliner or anything like that. Didn't do it.
I could see Kenny putting a do-rag around his head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Little floppy hair. The little floppy hair. Yep. No problem. Yep.
I could actually picture Kenny with the big fro, with the pick. You know, picking your hair. I was always jealous.
Mullet.
The mullets are making a comeback, it seems like. I'm not really all that impressed by it. It seems like all these kids have mullets now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a style that's probably, you know.
Business in the front, party in the back. Yep. It's all about me. Yep.
Mm-hmm. The 1090 Club.
Some people can pull it off, but some people just look ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, so let me tell you, we got to get this thing started because we're going to run real late today. I got a feeling. So here we go. We're going to kick it all off with Kenny. And today in history on September 21st, what do you have for us, Kenny? I cannot wait for this one.
Yes, 1937. J.R.R. Tolkien, new novel, The Hobbit, is published in London. Publishers request sequels.
You know,
more than a decade later, we get The Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. I just finished it. It's bizarre that you're actually bringing this stuff up now because I literally just finished it again yesterday. So I watched all 3 movies, and let me tell you, I love those movies. I see them every year. At least once. Most of the time, twice.
Yeah. But it's a testament to the creativity of some people. I mean, that thing's almost 100 years old, and it's still a book that everybody, reads. I mean, obviously the movies helped, but it was a big enough novel that 70 years after it was written that they started making it into movies, and they were big movies. I mean, they were relative. I mean, people loved it.
Yeah, they got the Gollum movie coming.
Yep.
I can't wait for that one. It's got to be better than the Hobbit movies. They were okay, but I haven't watched them again. Not like Lord of the Rings. I'm like obsessed with this movie. So, all right.
You can tell all the people that were in the movies all really, sometimes you can tell when the chemistry between all the people that are in certain movies or certain shows and stuff like that. There's a few different things like that, but you can tell that they still talk to each other and hang out and do that kind of stuff. And that kind of makes or breaks some movies, you know what I mean? When the people actually enjoy being around each other, and you can tell there's a show that I can watch over and over and it only had 3 seasons, but that was all it was planned for. Whether it got super popular or not, it was all kind of laid out for a 3-season deal. And the people that were in that show still hang out and talk. And like the casting was perfect. The way that they interact is perfect. The way that you can tell that they enjoyed each other off screen made it so much better on screen.
Oh yeah, when you're comfortable with the people you're working with. You know, what was your favorite character in Lord of the Rings?
Oh, I would say probably Gandalf, but I think that's mostly because I just really, really like Sir Ian McKellen. Like I like the way his voice sounds. I got a lot of it. Like
Great voice.
I got a bunch of books that he narrates.
Oh yeah, I could picture that. He's got that Morgan Freeman voice, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That same, you know, James Earl Jones.
Right.
You know, those are guys that you just could listen to. Just talk, and I'll listen.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny, what's your favorite character of Lord of the Rings? I was going to say Lord of the Flies for some reason.
Lord of the Flies. I don't have one. Don't have one.
You don't have a favorite character? Do you like the movie?
Never seen the movie.
I don't even know what to say about that, Kenny.
Moving on.
You need to see it. You need to see it. You need to see it.
I got enough stuff to deal with this week. Yeah.
Gandalf. My favorite has got to be Legolas. I think that was the one that I was drawn to the most. I just thought it was so cool, the smoothness of his character, and you know, all the action scenes, and then the quiet, you know, just does what he needs to do.
I like the back and forth between him and you know what I mean, the competition and going back and forth. And I liked that guy too. And I liked him. But I liked him as an actor, maybe more than the character. Same as Gollum. I really enjoy Andy Serkis, or however you say his last name. But
they're all wonderful.
Yeah, but the attention to detail in some of those things, I'd seen a thing where they were kind of talking about it, because when they're walking through the snow, Legolas doesn't leave footprints when everybody else is waist deep in snow, you know, and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's a reason that it won as many Oscars as it did. I mean, the attention to detail was there.
Yeah, the details. Look, he did a marvelous job making those movies, and I could sit here and talk about it all day, but we'll get to other things. Kenny, what else do you have for today in history? That was a great.
This is today, 1970. Don Meredith, Keith Jackson, and Howard Cosell call the action as the Cleveland Browns meet the New York Jets in the debut of Monday Night Football.
That's a good one. This is Howard Cosell.
This is Howard Cosell.
Back in the day, he was it, right?
Right.
Howard Cosell was the man.
He was the man.
Yeah, he did all the boxing. He did all the football. He did all the baseball. He did.
He was everywhere.
Yeah, he was.
He was the guy that you got sports from. That was the guy.
Right.
Howard Cosell, wow. Like, when you think about it, most people think of John Madden, but it's so true. Without Howard Cosell, there's no John Madden.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all. He was, I don't know, he just came off as just like a sports guru.
Right.
So this is a good one. What a day. What else you got for this day?
I got one more. 1942, the B-29 Super Fortress makes its maiden flight from Seattle's Boeing Field. Almost 4,000 of the enormous U.S. combat planes will be built, including the 2 that will drop the world's first atomic weapon over Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's another big one. You know, you think about You think about where that is in history, right?
Right.
Dropping that bomb was. That was.
There's
that was
there's a
war.
Right. There's an air museum near where I grew up, and it's like they have like a bunch of the most rarest planes in history and all this stuff. I mean, it's a really interesting place, and it's privately owned. It's like a family that owns it, and they actually have one of the kamikaze, the most famous Japanese fighter plane from World War II, the one with the shark teeth that you see in movies and stuff. They own that. And they have like, they got dozens of planes throughout from history, pond hoppers all the way to, they got the one of our fighter planes from World War II, the one with the lady holding the deck of cards, the aces. Yeah. I think that's there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I love going to museums and seeing history and historic items. I mean, to me, there's so much value in going to these places, and just seeing all of these things that and each thing has a story. And it doesn't matter what the item is. It's all interesting. But I've been to a plane museum, and it was one of the best museums I've ever been to. And I wish my memory was better of where it was. I believe it was in New York, if I'm not mistaken. But it was magnificent seeing like all planes from like the wars and and helicopters and stuff like that. It was pretty awesome. I loved it.
This one they'll take you on rides in the planes.
I don't know if I want to get in an old one and go up. I don't know if I want to do that.
They got one they got one that'll take in a ride. It's like you remember that old cartoon Tailspin? Like the pond hopper, the cargo plane. Like they got one of those, and they'll take you up, and then they land on the lake, and then they take off from the lake and take you back to the airport, and helicopter tours and a bunch of stuff like that.
I don't need to go up in any of these old airplanes, so I'll pass on the flying tour. I have a hard time getting on a new plane, let alone an old plane.
I think I would trust an old one more because if they take care of it and do the mechanical stuff, I mean, you don't have a computer that's controlling everything that's going to fail.
Sure.
But here where I live, so we have a thing here called the air taxi. And so from we have a very small airport, it's barely an airport kind of deal, like one runway, but they have an air taxi and it flies from here to Billings, and it's $38. And so you get on the air taxi here, fly to Billings for $38 each direction. And then you can fly back for $38 or, $100 round trip, whatever. And it's a plane that seats like 8 people. And so it's, it's a bit bouncy. I mean, I don't mind flying, so it doesn't really bug me at all. But like that's how a lot of the people commute weekly to go back and forth to work.
Kenny, you want to go on a plane that's a bit bouncy?
No.
And you can see the ground the entire time because you're not very high up. You know what I mean? Like, and it's one of them planes where the pilots kind of turn around and says, "Everybody ready?" Everybody's like, "Yeah."
Oh, see that now where's Becky when you need her, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she'd be commenting about this like left and right. Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. But, there's always a first time, I mean, we can make a whole nother show just for Ron about to get on one of those death traps. So, all right. That was awesome, Kenny. Those were good ones, man. That was good. You brought it. Knocked it out of the ballpark with those. I can't believe that you had that today, and I just finished Lord of the Rings again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stunned. Stunned. I also did watch Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid last night.
Okay.
Little, Robert Redford, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you are watching us live, I'm sure, at Rhode Island Broadcasting with YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. If you're on YouTube, and I know there's a bunch of you on YouTube, there are 3 people watching on YouTube right now. Didn't know I knew that. Well, we're watching you. We're watching you watch us. So click that little bell so you always know we go in live if you're on there. You can also watch us live at Twitch at RI_broadcasting. There you can donate 6 bits, which is 6 cents. So each of us could put in our 2 cents. Simple. 2 cents each. You can also listen to us on the audio platforms of Red Circle, Spotify, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. So get on there at RI Broadcasting. You can listen to us while you're working tomorrow, or if you're in school and you have a free period, say, or you can just say, hey, Peach, can you put on Going On Daily's show from yesterday? So that way we can all listen to it and educate your students that way, right?
Right.
We've already got an education. We've already had history class.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Geography's coming up.
Other things, we're gonna do some geography, and who knows? Maybe it'll be math too.
Yeah, we got a little bit of counting with the top 5. So
yes.
Yep.
Yes. So we got all the subjects. This is an education show. Educational. All right, you can follow us on all of our social media, including LinkedIn, Parler, Blue Sky, Space.
Hey.
TikTok, MeWe, and of course on Patreon, where you can get these fabulous mugs. Fabulous mugs at RI Broadcasting, which we also have a store now on our website. So you can go to the website, RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net. You can also follow us on X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. But we're at Broadcasting RI on Twitter/X. And of course, you can follow us on the Going On Daily Morning Show Facebook page. I say it all the time, and Mark is probably sick of me complaining to him about yanking our page, Rhode Island Broadcasting, away with our 10,000 followers. But Mark, like I say each time, you can make it up to us by going to RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net and donating to support the show. Mark, you can donate up to $10 million. Just saying. Bring this fabulous show to everyone around the world. And of course, you can go there and there's a store there that you can buy some stuff. I know I just put the Going On Daily pin on there. And I'm going to start adding all the things that we do on Patreon. So, and there's some other stuff there, trading cards and stuff like that. Board games. So, but you can also go there to vote for the Going On Daily Hall of Fame. Now, it's already the 21st, so there's only 9 more days that you can vote for this subject, and that is the movies of Grease Jaws, Rocky, The Godfather, and Saturday Night Fever. Vote for your favorite. Right now, Grease and Jaws are running neck and neck. Grease has a 1-vote lead. 1 vote. You know? So Jaws, I mean, if you want to win this, you need to get some votes. You see, sharks just aren't loved. Sharks aren't loved. Rocky's not getting any love either. Saturday Night Fever has yet to get a vote.
Oh, no.
No vote. The Godfather and Rocky are trailing, you know, by a couple of votes, so they need some love too. So get there and vote now. So that way these fine movies can get represented in our Hall of Fame and join the Beatles. Next month it'll be something else. Next month. All right, so we shall move on again. Season 2, episode 190. Look what the cat dragged in. And I wasn't going to do this today because, you know, because of time, really. But I have to do it because this is going to set up this series. And let me tell you, the next one is going to be fabulous. And Becky, I got to give her credit because she did a topic, cure or poison, with Ozempic. And it made me think of this. So, you know, I was like, oh, well, I can turn that into something else. So cure or poison, this or that. I'm going to give you an item, and you're going to tell me whether it's cure or poison. See, look at these fine gentlemen up here. Look at that. The hair. The hair. All right, so I'll start it off with an easy one. Every rose has its thorn.
Poison.
Penny? Poison?
Poison.
All right, you both got it right, of course. See how easy this is? See how easy? How about 100 years?
Cure.
100 years. I'm going to say poison.
It is the cure. Sorry, Kenny. Sorry, Kenny. All right. See how easy this is? Right? This is an easy thing. But this one is setting up for the next installment of this or that. This is what this is doing. All right. Just like heaven.
Oh, that's easy. Poison.
Poison.
It is not poison. It
should have went with my first instinct.
I knew I was going to get you both on that one because it just sounds gooey, right?
Yeah.
All right. Back to the rocking horse.
Poison.
Back to the rocking. I'm secure.
It is poison. Yeah, you're not doing very well on this one. I guess we know what music you don't listen to. All right, I got 2 more. Love song.
The Cure.
Gotta be the Cure. Yeah, Cure. Yeah, Cure.
It is the Cure.
All right, yeah.
See, JP, you only got 1 wrong so far.
Should have had it right.
Yeah, you should have, but you didn't. And of course, last but not least, Fallen Angel.
Oh, poison.
Sure, poison.
Poison.
See, Kenny, you should have waited on it because you might have had JP miss that one. It is poison, and that is this or that. Now, again, that one seems kind of okay. The next one will be a doozy. The next one. God. It's setting it up because I had to tell the story about Cure of Poison. And that was the first thing that I thought of. And then it just led me into a rabbit hole that I couldn't get out of. So it's going to be great. All right. With that being said, we shall move on to... Well, let me add that we're going to do some themes here on Going On Daily. And I think it'll be pretty awesome. So I will bring this up right here. Yeah, you can't really see it, but, you know. It's Tourism Week here on Going On Daily. So we're going to be doing, of course, all kinds of places that you can go. And I thought that was going to be pretty good, pretty good theme to do. Because, it's that time of the year. It's not as hot, so you can go pretty much anywhere. And it's not so cold that you can't go anywhere up north.
Right.
It's good time for traveling, right? So I figured all of our hosts are from all over the place. So why not have each of them do, what you already do, JP?
Mm-hmm.
And so really the first installment has already been happening previous with you and Becky. You two always do stuff, traveling. So Tourism Week starts, and we're going to start with Montana Hot Springs.
Yeah. Which, I mean, there's hot springs probably anywhere if you're in mountain ranges, that kind of stuff. I mean, some places are going to have more than some others. But Montana has quite a few that are developed for public access, that kind of stuff. I mean, to start, you got to talk about the health benefits of soaking in hot springs, whether it be for the relief of your joints and muscles because of the minerals in the hot water, the improved circulation, stress reduction, better sleep, skin benefits. The minerals like silica, sulfur, and magnesium will help with like eczema, psoriasis, acne, that kind of stuff. The detoxing effect of the hot water and the minerals to get all the the chemicals that we are constantly putting into our bodies through food, drinks, outside of alcohol and stuff.
Why don't we do this? Make a bath and then you put all these minerals in it. Why are we not doing this?
I think some people do, but I think it's like anything else when you're the magnesium that's going to be coming out of that, some of these chemicals that are coming out, I'm not 100% sure that replicating them in a bathtub does quite the same thing. I mean, it may, but I think when you go to spas and stuff, I think they do mineral baths and so people should probably do it at home more. And then the mental well-being, you know what I mean? The natural scenery, looking at the mountains and being outside in a big public pool surrounded by snow-capped mountains and trees. And, I read a book a few years ago called The 3-Day Effect about leaving big cities and going out into nature and the effect that it has mentally on you after 3 days in a quieter surrounding than, horns, cars, lights of businesses, being able to kind of breathe. But Montana has somewhere between 15 and 17 developed hot spring resorts pools that you can soak in year round. Scattered all over. Yeah, mostly in western Montana. You got Sun by Paradise, Montana, which Paradise, Montana is the actual place where the Yellowstone show is, and that kind of stuff. There's some in outside of Bozeman, outside of Missoula, down through Yellowstone Park, Chico Hot Springs, Sleeping Buffalo, tips for touring, Montana Hot Springs, seasons, summer offers, easy access, but winter soaks are magical, snow, steaming pools, all that stuff. Some places do need you to make reservations. There are places where you can go and rent like small cabins, and the hot spring will run through a pool, like a clawfoot bathtub that's in a private, it has its own spring that you can sit and soak in as much as you want.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So the river runs through it?
Well, they have it piped to where it comes through and runs through the tub and then is constantly flowing through the tub on the personal deck.
Now I have a problem with this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a problem. Now, is that running through and then it runs out and then down to the next cabin? Because I don't want to be in somebody else's bathroom.
I think they probably pipe it off to where, because all the cabins are kind of in a line, and so it probably splits above the cabins and then connects below the cabins and then connects back into the hot springs after like the main pool and stuff.
So I am getting somebody else's runoff.
Well, it'd be before. Well, it'd be before the hot. They probably pipe it off before it gets into the main pools and stuff.
Filtered too.
It may be. And then there's still a handful of natural hot springs that are undeveloped that you can go to. Now, they're going to be more seasonal because you can't, in the wintertime necessarily reach them, because there's a few where you're hiking miles to get up to it because it's not a road. There's no parking. The parking lot's, miles down a trailhead. And then you go up, soak. Typically, and then
very busy in the wintertime, but if you want to make the trek, you could.
Mm-hmm. Well, they'll have the gates closed, and if you get lost or stuck up there, you're on your own. Nobody's going up there to get you.
Oh.
So you want
to go up there?
But you're in. I know that the ones that aren't developed because they can't physically, get really up there. You're way up there. Odds are you're not even making it within, 20, 30 miles of the place that you need to park at, because they're not going to plow the roads because it's a dead end road.
This is the one from Chico, and it looks absolutely breathtaking. Mm-hmm. Like, could you imagine just sitting in that mineral spring right there, the hot spring, and having that view?
Right.
That's incredible.
That's
you get there in the wintertime when everything's white and it's snowing on top of you and the steam's coming off the pool. It's just mentally soothing. It's good for your body. You want to limit your exposure, obviously, if you don't stay hydrated, because you're going to sweat in the hot spring.
Oh. Okay.
And so if you can dehydrate yourself really pretty quickly.
Drink water, please.
Don't drink its water, but you need to drink water. And go on like an alternating schedule, in and out, that kind of a deal. But it's definitely not when you get in it, the water's heavier and it's different. You're not splashing around. You're not trying to play in the water. It's not a swimming kind of deal.
No, it is a sit, relax. It's almost like a meditation kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it
do you know how hot it gets?
They can get, some of them get hot. It depends on what's going on with the active volcanoes. The water's running, getting all of its temperature from.
Okay, so it's the heat from the volcanoes. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Wow. That's crazy.
A little lava never hurt anybody, right?
The less exposed. The closer you are to where they come out of the ground, the hotter they're going to be, because they have less exposure to the air and the elements. So a lot of them these resorts are down quite a ways downstream, so it has some of the temperature drops enough to where you could get in there without getting burnt.
So I'm guessing like the geysers are all hot water.
Possibly, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, all the ones in Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be near them because they'll burn you.
If you're like standing near Old Faithful, you could get burns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And idiots do this. They try to.
They wouldn't be any different than the ones in Iceland.
Oh yeah.
You know, them guys slip and get their foot stuck in there, and it melts all their skin off because you're basically dunking your foot into water lava.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
It's hot water, boiling in some places.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does it say here? Natural geothermal source, usually 100 degrees to 200 degrees at the source. Safe soaking range. Most developed pools are cooled to 98 to 104. Upper limit above 106 can be risky for long soaks, overheating, dizziness, dehydration. Quinn Hot Springs is somewhere between 90 and 106. Chico is somewhere between 96 and 103. They're all floating, 95 to 105, 106, 15, 30-minute times.
They cool them. They cool these things, right? So what do they just drop a bucket of ice in it?
It must run through it just says that they cool them. So either I would say that they run through a boiler that put, like a water heater system that would reduce the temperature and then release it once it, kind of like turn on your hot water heater at your house.
That is something that I'd really like to do, to go to one of those, because you do get benefits from all these minerals, but I guess it would be like anything. You can't be too exposed, overexposed to these minerals, because then it could also take a toll on you. So you're not going to sit in there like for a complete 24-hour stretch.
Right. No, it's 15, 30 minutes, and then you need to get out. It'll start. It's not any different than sitting. You're not going to sit in a hot tub that's sitting at 106 degrees for 12 hours. You know what I mean? After a while, you're going to start to feel sick.
You'll start looking like a lobster.
And the geyser, when you asked about the geysers, Old Faithful water is 204 degrees at eruption. Steam is hotter. Steamboat Geyser, the world's tallest active geyser, similar surface temps, but erupts shooting water 300 plus feet in the air. Other hot springs, pools nearby, many stay near boiling, and some colorful pools are too hot for life except heat-loving microbes.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, right. I won't be going in.
So basically, 98 degrees. Hey, see what I did there? 98 degrees. See?
Yeah. So, but in the wintertime, it's nice because, even if it's negative degrees outside, you get out, and it takes a while for the cold to really get to you because you're red. You're going to be heated up.
It's pretty awesome. Got to try it. Oh my God. This. Oh, I love that. Montana sounds so awesome. Sounds right up my alley. I'd love to go there.
Mine too.
You're going to have to take a road trip, Kenny.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Like we can get Lena and Ira. We're all in the same area, and just go up to Montana.
Yep.
There's lots to see. Even in South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, North Dakota.
Idaho's got Kyle. We can grab Kyle.
Party at JP's house.
Party at JP's house. Here we go.
Well, there ain't much to see where I live, but you'd be close enough to drive to everything else, I guess.
We are rolling. We can have Sharon and Becky go down there from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon.
And Luana, I don't know if she's too far. but it doesn't seem like it's too far. Maybe in wintertime it might be too far, but I think she lives on an island. So she would have to probably take one of those planes you were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, the little pontoon thing. Not the pontoon. What's it called? Is it a pontoon boat? Yeah. No, a pontoon plane.
Yeah. The ones that land on water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So again, season 2, episode 190. Look what the cat dragged in. We had poison on this or that. So we got no cats in the hot springs.
No.
You know, maybe a bobcat. Or
I'm sure that they. Yeah.
All right, so that means it is time for Ron's top 5 movies from 1995. This was so difficult that I had to get these two guys to also do their top 5. So this ought to be good because it is not just Ron's top 5 today. I should put like a little cross mark there and add like everybody's name. So it apparently was a great year. I did 1985 last time I did movies. So I figured I'd go and I'd do 1995. And I had such a tough time last night putting these in order. I wanted to bring you two in to, you know, enjoy the pain that I was going through. I don't know if you guys experienced that pain, but there were so many great movies that on my list, I left off Braveheart. And I knew that was going to shock people. I couldn't put it in. Couldn't even put it in my top 10 for that year. I couldn't put it in. I know. This is what I'm saying. Great movie.
Right.
Didn't make my list, though. I also didn't put in Heat with Pacino and De Niro.
And Val Kilmer.
You know, and Val Kilmer, of course, who I like more out of the 3. That one, it was only so-so. But I couldn't put it in. I just watched it like a month ago.
Right.
And it wasn't that great.
Right.
It was the 3rd time I've seen it, and I like it less each time.
Some don't age very well.
Yeah. Like Top Gun. That's besides the point. Also, and I love the movie, but I didn't put Waterworld in there. No Waterworld. I love the movie. I think it's pretty accurate, too, because I think that's how it's going to be at some point. So that did not make my list. Also, The Quick and the Dead did not make my list. The Western with Gene Hackman and a whole bunch of others.
Sharon Stone, Russell Crowe.
Right.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Very young Leo. So that did not make it. And, of course, one of my favorite romantic comedies, because I love Sandra Bullock, While You Were Sleeping, did not make my list. And there were a lot of them. Dead Presidents, great movie, didn't make it.
Right.
Leaving Las Vegas, didn't make it. Even Keanu Reeves didn't make it with Johnny Mnemonic and A Walk in the Clouds. He had 2 movies that year, and neither one of them made my list. So, honorable mentions. Kenny, do you have any honorable mentions that you think that deserves to be mentioned? Because I know you like just doing your 5.
Yep, it's basic top 5. That's all I have.
I know.
Basic top 5.
JP, you have any honorable mentions you want to mention that are not in your top 5?
Oh, I had, yes. I mean, there's probably, I should put it, I would like it to be in my top 5, but I can't. It would be Mallrats, would be, I don't think the cult following of Mallrats and how much I enjoyed Mallrats because I was a 13-year-old, 14-year-old kid when that came out. Loved Jay and Silent Bob. Thought that was one of the funniest ones. Outside of Chasing Amy, had the cameo with Stan Lee, and that was only the second cameo or on screen that he had ever done in his entire life. And I really enjoy Kevin Smith though. I think he's still like super down to earth, just nerdy guy. And so it didn't do well in the theaters, but I really enjoyed it. And it's a niche humor and all that stuff. Another quirky cult one that I really enjoyed, and I still kind of enjoy even when it comes on, is Empire Records.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
It was another one of those ones where it's you see the memes and you see the GIFs and you see all these things that are still relevant about it, even knowing it probably didn't do a lot of box office success. But it was one of those, when you look at the people that were in it, looking back now, and every single person became a fairly big star or very well-known person. You know what I mean? Whether it be on, the long running TV shows or the long running, the one chick was on The Mentalist forever. The guy that owned the record store was the missing persons FBI show main guy forever. You had Ethan off Can't Hardly Wait and all that stuff, but he was like the goofy, like quirky kid, you know what I mean? And so that would be a couple of my honorable mentions because they were really enjoyable movies, but they weren't big budget. They weren't big grossing. They weren't, all that stuff.
That's the beauty of movies, right? You can watch, and I cannot believe all the movies that I've seen that were made in 1995. Literally, right. I think out of all the major releases, I did not see Congo, and I did not see the Tuskegee Airmen.
I watched Congo, and it gave me nightmare. Like I did, like those gorillas were just kind of spooky to me. Like as a kid that went and watched it in the theaters, not really prepared for what was gonna, you know what I mean? Like,
you didn't know.
No, because in 1995 I would have been 13, almost 14.
Yeah. 12, 13, 14, 15. I out of like the 70 plus movies that I have written down here, those are the only two I did not see. Like, that's pretty incredible, actually. And now that I think about it, I've seen all these others, and there was a lot of great movies in 1995.
Yeah.
And I had such a tough choice. And like I said, I didn't put Braveheart or Heat in there, and I also didn't put Seven on my list either, which was another.
Oh, that's interesting.
Brad Pitt and oh my God, Morgan.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy Irons. Kevin Spacey's the villain in that one.
Yeah. All right, so my honorable mentions: Dangerous Minds with Michelle Pfeiffer. What a great movie that was. Great movie. Honorable mention, Kenny. I know. Apollo 13. Honorable mention. Apollo 13 was a great movie. Casino did not make my top 5. Casino is an honorable mention. And Get Shorty, I couldn't. As soon as I saw, the list, I was thinking, all right, Get Shorty's got to be in there.
Right.
Didn't make it for me. It's just on the outside, right? My number 6 movie, my bubble movie, and Kenny always hates my bubble movie.
The old bubble.
Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman, Donald Sutherland, Rene Russo. Love that movie so much, and it only was my number 6. Love the movie.
Sad.
Love it. All right, so number 5, Kenny, what do you have for 5?
You guys got it all wrong. 1995 was the year of soundtracks. And at number 5, I got Batman Forever. Okay, all right. Seal.
Did not have it on my list.
Been kissed by a rose on the grip.
Right.
Batman Forever. Okay, number 5.
Batman Forever. All right, I can give you that.
Okay, all right.
I can give you that one. That's a good one. JP, what do you have at number 5?
Friday.
I knew it was going to make an appearance, and I didn't have that on my list.
I mean,
it was tough.
It was
tough. That was another one I had to leave out.
I'm looking at a couple different lists, and I'm sort of mine maybe didn't do the best at the box office, but I think my list is more of what the movie meant for the year.
That's what
it got Ice Cube out of it kind of bridged him between, he was in higher learning, which I've really enjoyed that movie, and I think it still is relevant right now. But Ice Cube was either like the super gangster or the same kind of character, and I think Friday was the nice bridge and sort of let him and other people kind of see that he could do more than just be that typecast character kind of deal. Right. And, that I think that propelled Chris Tucker into being known and being able to make the Rush Hour movies. And I think it was a funny movie. I think everything was a nice, it wasn't my life and the kind of place that I grew up where everybody's in it, you know what I mean? But I think that's probably as good of a representation of, the average big city sort of neighborhood kind of stuff that happens and goes on. You know what I mean?
Kenny, you had a thought. I saw.
I gotta do it. What is high? What is learn? What is higher learning?
Yeah. God, that's a great movie.
Yeah, it's true what you said, because back then, the only people that were getting good roles as black men was Morgan Freeman, Danny Glover, and Denzel Washington. That was it. Everybody else was either playing a gangster or in just terribly made movies like Blank.
Lawrence Fishburne was everywhere, but Lawrence Fishburne was Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne, right? Yeah. Yep. But outside of that, nobody was getting good roles.
Right.
No.
And then once they started to get and you Ice Cube, Ice-T, all of those guys start coming out into real acting roles. Ice-T on TV and
he's been on that show for the whole time. He's been on SVU the entire time that it's been on.
And he showed that he can act.
Right.
Ice Cube can act, and I got to give him a lot of credit from starting where they are and getting typecast as something.
Right.
And I'm sure he's had to turn down a ton of roles because he didn't want to be portrayed as that
guy every time. Right.
Yeah. So I give him a lot of credit how he's worked his career, and Friday did put him on the map.
Right. In the broader sense of, me as a 14, 15-year-old kid, obviously NWA, gangster rap, you know what I mean? Even in the sticks, kids got, we were getting our hands on them CDs and because it'd make mom and dad pissed and do all that stuff. But, it sort of put him in front of, a lot more people to kind of show that he wasn't just this, F the police guy. He was a serious person, you know what I mean? Same kind of deal as Snoop Dogg a couple years ago at the Olympics. Every grandma on the planet loves Snoop Dogg now, but if they listen to the first couple CDs that he came out with, you got grounded for buying his album. You know what I mean? But now they love him. Yeah. Right.
And I love it because he's got that charisma that he can make everybody like him.
Right. And he's got, this is off topic, but there's 50 players in the NFL right now that were all coached by Snoop Dogg in Pee Wee football.
Yep. True story.
Because all his kids are gone. I think all his kids are out of school and stuff, but he's still the big Pee Wee football coach in Southern California.
No offense, Kenny, but he's the real big dog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're offended by that one.
No. You know what?
You
G's
know?
up. No, sir, never mind.
Yeah. And the only
If the
other
girl can't-
dog in the fight would be Nate Dogg.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
I
Yep.
like him too. All right. This is why I do the list. This is exactly why, because look at the conversations we've had, and we're only at number 4 now. Kenny,
Mhm.
who do you have at number 4?
Number 4, I got Dangerous Minds. Coolio. Can't spend most of our life living in a gangster's paradise. Come on, man. It's all about the soundtracks from 95.
It's great. That soundtrack is pretty awesome, actually.
Mhm.
I like that soundtrack better than the Batman Forever one. Yes, I do. Despite it having Seal on it. Exactly. JP, who do you have at number 4? What do you have? What movie?
I'm going to say Billy Madison. Because that took Adam Sandler out of SNL for everybody and started everything that we've gotten from Adam Sandler moving forward. If that movie wouldn't have been as goofy, funny, relative as it was, then we wouldn't have anything else from it. If it would have flopped or wouldn't have, got momentum or been what it was, then nothing else Adam Sandler has ever done would have been made. Some great, some bad, but
yeah.
Also, it kind of took it was just hilarious too. You know what I mean? Like the premise that he came up with about going back to school and going through the entire 12 grades and then all the stuff that he was doing, you had Chris Farley just made, you had all the cameos of all the people. Chris Farley is the bus driver and O'Doyle rules. And I still yelled at people, you know what I mean? So, but it's another one kind of like the Friday situation where it may not have been the hugest thing out of all movies that year and had the biggest impact in that moment, but the snowball effect of that movie has been rolling for 30 years.
Hey, wait a minute. I didn't even give my number 5.
Oh, well, give us your 5 and 4.
Yeah.
My number 5 was Jumanji with Robin Williams.
Right.
Okay.
Oh my God, that was so good. And now you see why I can't put like movies like Get Shorty and Outbreak and Casino and all these other movies ahead of this. I couldn't do it.
Right.
It's Jumanji. And how many movies have we already talked about in this that we lost somebody from? Right. I mean, this is yet another one. And I love that movie. It blows. Like, I liked the ones with The Rock and Kevin Hart. I liked them. But it's not the Robin
Williams. And
my God,
out of all continuation type movies, I think Jumanji has done the best for something that made something, 25, 30 years later and is somewhat of a continuation, whether it's directly related or not. Yeah. I think that the newer 2, 3 have done great. I mean, they're good movies. They're very entertaining, but in movies where they gave Robin Williams the green light to go, and especially to go with, kids around, I think those were but I was that age, you know what I mean? I'm the same age as Kirsten Dunst. So like the kids that are in the movie were my age roughly. And so, but also you had the Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting where they cut him loose and he does those, big monologues and he's doing that off the top of his head. And
he was,
right.
One of the most talented actors / comedian ever, because all his stand-up acts was just going out there and whatever came to his mind. I mean, that's incredible. Like nobody can sustain that for that long of a career. Mork and Mindy, the whole bit, everything. Aladdin.
Right.
He had an open script with Aladdin.
Right.
Yep.
And
Mrs. Doubtfire.
What the hell just happened? I just lost connection for a second.
Oh.
So I had to have Jumanji in there, and I also had to have, and this is why I had such a tough time picking. You know, all these movies are just fantastic that we've talked about. Number 4, I have Die Hard with a Vengeance. Bruce Willis meets Samuel L. Jackson, and you get a masterpiece. I love that movie. That's my second favorite one of the series. First one was fantastic. This one was almost as good, and I'll tell you, it was spectacular. I enjoyed that so much. John McClane.
Right.
You know?
And I mean that sort of Pulp Fiction threw Samuel L. Jackson up, but Die Hard with a Vengeance just catapulted him. I mean, he did a couple movies, all, you know, bing bang boom, and they were all super good characters, totally fitting for him, and it just put him in front of the world, and he just never quit. I mean, but Die Hard with a Vengeance was one of the first ones where I remember Samuel L. Jackson and just being like, God, he's cool.
I love Samuel L. Jackson. Oh my God. And you know what? I believe he is still married to his same wife through all of this time.
Since like college.
Yeah. All this time. Like 30
I did see a deal where he was a male cheerleader in college.
I did not know that. Smart man.
Well, he went to the college he went to was all boys, and the college across the street was the all girls section of it. And so the only way that you could interact with the girls was if you did a co-ed type sport. So what better ones than the cheerleaders?
Why wouldn't you do this? I don't understand why more guys don't do this. All right, so just a note on Samuel L. Jackson. He's going to be on the upcoming season of Tulsa King.
Yeah.
Season 3. And then from there, he will have Tulsa King New Orleans. So he's going to have a TV series.
Yeah.
The man is just unbelievable.
And it'll probably be pretty. I mean, if it's because Taylor Sheridan makes Tulsa Kings, which is also the guy that makes Yellowstone, all the Yellowstones, Lioness, and all of the, you know, Landman, all of that stuff. And so it'll probably be a pretty good show. I mean, he hasn't missed yet with any of his writing and any of his shows. So
no, he has not.
Samuel L. Jackson isn't probably going to sign up just to sign up, you know?
Right. It has to have something. And I cannot wait for it. All right. So number 3, Kenny, what do you got for number 3?
Number 3, I have Waiting to Exhale. Yeah. Waiting to Exhale.
Whitney Houston. Again, I did not have it on my list, but
another great soundtrack, another great movie. Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of great movies in '95, and you know, I mean, Whitney is Whitney. She demands a screen presence no matter what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I love it. I mean, plus you get music with her.
Yep.
You know, that obviously is going to be a spectacular soundtrack. I believe I did a Whitney Houston top 5, and a song on there was on my list. Just saying. You know, she was incredible. What a loss. Again, we're talking about another loss. And this is only 1995.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it is sad. It is sad. She should still be singing. She should still be acting.
Yeah. Crazy.
Unbelievable. JP, what do you have at number 3?
Oh, I'm going to go with 7. because it was so different than everything else that had really been made up to that point. And I mean, you talk about soundtrack. I mean, that sort of put Nine Inch Nails in front of every person on the planet. Kevin Spacey in front of every person on the planet. Brad Pitt was done being typecast as the pretty guy that was just, eye candy kind of stuff. Yeah. I enjoyed Morgan Freeman as much as I enjoyed him in Kiss the Girls and anything else.
One of my
favorites. I can't ever remember his name, but the drill sergeant who is the police captain, I mean, anything that he's in, usually I kind of enjoy because he, Gomer Pyle and yelling at everybody all the time and does all that stuff. But it was, and also it was one of them ones where the way that it was done and the way that they went about it, the director and all that stuff, without paralleling stories, you don't know who the killer is. You don't know what's going on. Everything's confusing, but it's well thought out. And it's just a really good, murder mystery, suspenseful movie that sort of lost a lot of traction throughout the years. I don't remember anything like that leading up to it. And it's very rare that you find a movie where you're not sort of suspicious of who the killer is.
The topic hasn't really been out there in many things.
Right.
Like, I'm surprised because usually everybody copycats everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But that was a great movie. It's a great choice. Again, we're talking about movies from this year that I couldn't decide. Like, it's been that difficult. My number 3 was Bad Boys with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence was, he's just brilliant in that movie as well.
Tia Leone.
Oh my God. She is amazing in that movie. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What, she should have been huge after that. Should have been huge. She got some moderate, exposure, and she had her own TV series from that. And, but she should have been catapulted because she's a tremendous actress. Tremendous. So I love the movie. I love the whole series of movies. That's one of my favorite police series.
Mm-hmm.
Probably right underneath, Lethal Weapon, Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But only like Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. And maybe the last one was okay.
They're making another Lethal Weapon.
I know. I cannot wait.
Can't wait.
I watch those every year too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kenny, number 2. Who do you got?
Number 2. I got Friday at number 2.
Oh, nice.
I knew you were gonna have Friday in there. Again, it was a great movie. I just couldn't put it in.
Yeah.
I'm sure, tomorrow I could have completely different list. I could. That's the great part about this. That's why I chose this year. Because I'm like looking at the movies and I'm like, how the hell am I going to decide? And that's when I posted that message to you guys that you guys need to help me here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, because I needed to make sure all of these movies got in somehow, some way. So I had to include you two to help with that. Who do you got, JP, at number 2?
The Usual Suspects.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That was a great movie.
I mean, it was the same kind of deal. They did something that had never really been done. Yeah. When he walks out and his gimp goes away and he struts out and he gets in the car with the guy that's been manipulating them all the whole time and all these different things and you just didn't see it coming. And I love Chaz Palminteri. I can never say Italian names very good. Palminteri, is that?
That's close enough.
But
Close enough.
One of my all-time favorite movies is A Bronx Tale, which he wrote and did all that stuff. Like, I think that is one of the greatest movies ever made. Mm-hmm. And the kid in the movie is Chaz Palminteri, in real life. Like all of those stories were what he, you know, like that was all what he played the guy that he idolized, but in the reality, he's the kid in the movie. And every interview that I've ever seen with him or podcast that he's been on or anything like that, he's always just so humble, so pleasant. And he's like one of my favorite actors because he's just so great. I just think he's amazing. Yeah. No, and I thought that movie was wonderful. I remember I had to watch it 2 or 3 times the first, you know, to figure out what was going on. And there was no leakage through the whole thing of you ever knowing that Kevin Spacey was the guy doing it all, you know? But it was also one of those casts, you know, it was one of the first times I'd ever seen Benicio del Toro, and look at all the stuff he's done. I mean, the cast of the movie was wonderful. Everybody that was in that movie played their roles just perfect. It had, you know, one of the Baldwins and then Benicio del Toro and I can't think of the main guy's name off the top of my head, but I mean, everybody played their parts really well. It was just a well done movie.
Yeah. Yeah. My number 2 is Tommy Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I love those two together. Chris Farley, David Spade. They were going to be the new Abbott and Costello.
Right.
Yep.
And it is just so sad that, again, another loss
that
shouldn't have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is my second favorite comedy of all time. And I've seen it a million times. You know, Happy Gilmore being my favorite. But Tommy Boy was just absolutely hilarious. And again, when you look at the cast that they put together, I mean, Brian Dennehy is fantastic. He's such a great actor.
Dan Aykroyd, Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
Yes, right?
Great.
Right? And Rob Lowe doesn't get enough credit for his comedy.
Right. Right. I mean, he was in Wayne's World. I mean, he's in a lot of like really good comedies, and he plays like different types of weird characters in all these comedies. And yeah, you're right. He never gets any credit for doing those things. He's always the pretty boy kind of deal, you know, but he does, you know, and I miss, you know, Chris Farley was wonderful. I mean, what a tragedy, you know, I mean, him in Coneheads. I mean, he didn't have a big role, but it was like, you know, he was the boyfriend and all that stuff. And he was just kind of a bum, you know what I mean? But I grew up next to a kid that actually would be a, you know, a very Chris Farley-esque. I mean, he's the same shape. He's the same loud humor. He does the same kind of jokes and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, we had our own Chris Farley the whole time I was growing up and in high school and stuff, because that's just the way that he was. So whenever I see Chris Farley movies, it makes me think of my buddy, and then, you know, all the nostalgia from high school and all these different things. So I really enjoy Chris Farley.
Yeah, it's too bad because, you know, I think those two were perfect, you know, in any ensemble of a movie. If you have those two in it, you're doing okay.
Right.
You know, and frankly, David Spade isn't as good without that kind of a person with him.
Right.
You know, he's got that dry humor kind of thing, and it goes best with Chris Farley.
Right. Right.
So that was my number 2. Kenny, what is your number 1 movie of 1995?
Mine is Casino. That's just a great movie. Sharon Stone was great in there. Danny DeVito. I mean, not Danny DeVito. Pesci was in there. I mean, it's just a great movie of 1995.
I love it too. Like I said, depending on how you feel, it could be totally different, you know, as a list. And I look at all these movies, and there were so many good ones that I could go watch right now.
Right.
You know, and there's a lot of them I haven't even mentioned.
Yeah. And Casino would have been higher on my list if it wasn't through sort of an era where the mobster gangster sort of tone wasn't everywhere. You know, it wasn't, you know, Goodfellas was around that time. So was this and that, you know what I mean? Like there was, you know,
absolutely
quite a few like mobster type, you know what I mean? Casino was a great movie, but it was long, and it was a long movie, You know, you had to really strap yourself in and want to watch it to be able to watch the whole thing. But it was, you know, there's still scenes that I'll never, that'll be in my subconscious forever. You know what I mean? Like you put a guy's head in a vice and then watch that go like that image is never leaving my brain.
All right. So in your brain, what is number one?
Toy Story.
I have Toy Story at number one as well.
But it was Pixar's first full-length cartoon. And so without Toy Story, we don't have The Incredibles. We don't have any of these Pixar movies, you know, Cars. I mean, there's tons of Pixar movies, all of them. You know, Despicable Me, I think, is Pixar. I mean, there's a ton of these deals. And I mean, it is still going. You know what I mean? Like, and every one is a massive, massive movie, but they are such a Toy Story reminded me so much of The Brave Little Toaster that I loved that movie even as a teenager. And I can't watch there's no way to watch The Brave Little Toaster anymore. And so Toy Story has to do, but it kicked off an entire studio.
I fell in love with this movie. It is my favorite animated movie, by far. It's not even close. Like the nostalgia of some of the characters in it, and just something as simple as the little green army men. I used to use those all the time, and I remember, me and my friends used to make forts out of whatever's in the room. So we'd put books, cups, whatever it may be, and you put the army men hiding in all of those spots. But you always have to make each one of them a little bit visible.
Right.
And we used to shoot elastics at the other persons. And if you can get whoever kills all of the army men on the other team, win. So we used to do that. And the army men were a big part of that movie, and just, Slink, everybody, Mr. Potato Head, which is gone from Rhode Island. So,
Bo Peep.
That's a whole nother story. Yeah. But it just brought back being a kid and how you interact with your toys. And they took that, they put it on a big screen with such an incredible story.
And I think every kid has always thought that when you leave the house, your toys come to life and play without you. You know what I mean? I thought the whole premise of it was so genius. And all the voices are perfect. You know what I mean? Like, as somebody who my parents watched Cheers all the time every night, you had all the characters. Yeah, you had Cliff and Norm, and you had all these voices that were perfect for each of their characters, and it kicked off the studio, and it was just one of those movies that just kind of came out in the right time with the right age groups, and visually it was different. I mean, Pixar movies were so much different looking than every other cartoon.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And I knew we were going to run late. We're going to get to your thing again in a minute, Kenny, but I just wanted to touch on some of the movies that I'm sure that are on people's lists that we didn't even get a chance to talk about, like Dead Man Walking.
Yeah.
Murder in the First, Devil in a Blue Dress with Denzel.
Clueless.
Right? Clueless, yes, exactly. Above Suspicion, Clockers, 12 Monkeys. How about GoldenEye?
GoldenEye. A Goofy movie.
A Goofy movie, exactly. Balto.
Goofy movie.
Babe.
And look, don't forget Canadian Bacon. Canadian Bacon, the Desperado, The Net. I mean, Casper.
Bridges in Madison County.
Yes.
Before Sunrise. Sense and Sensibility.
Right?
The Indian in the Cupboard.
Mr. Holland's Opus. Like, there's so many great movies from 1995. Has to be included in one of the best years for movies. Has to be included. I mean, because if you have any of the movies that we've mentioned on your list, that's okay.
Yep.
That is okay. All right. Speaking of okay, Hall of Fame 2025, Kenny. Who? What is this Hall of Fame? Something to do with
All
the
right.
radio?
All right. The U.S. National Toy Association has given out the list of the 2025 list of Hall of Fame toys. And I'm just going to go right through them. I have some facts about them, but I'm just going to go through them real quick. Number 10, Trivia Pursuit. At number 10, over 40 years ago. It's over 40 years. 100 million copies were sold since 2023. Tickle Me Elmo. It was a must toy in 1996. The Star Wars Lifesaver, 1978. At number 7, this one is genius. Snow is
just
snow.
Fake snow.
Just snow. It's recognized fun. Its versatility, allowing kids and adults to make snowballs.
Real snow.
Oh, okay. The actual snow.
Yeah.
Actual snow.
Great. That's great.
Coming in at number 6, Slime. 1976. Huh. Number 5 is the Scooter. Number 4 is the Furby in 1998.
Oh my God, the craze for that was insane.
Yeah.
3 years. Creepy as hell. 3 years, 40 million were sold.
I bet.
In 3 years. Number 3 is Cornhole. It's a staple at picnics, bar patios, and tailgating. Number 2 is Connect 4.
Oh, dang!
Now, spoiler alert. The game has been mathematically solved, meaning the first player can always win with the right moves. So if you go first and you get the right moves, you can always win. And number 1, it's
got to be Monopoly.
You sank my battleship.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love
Milton Bradley.
I still play it.
In 1996, sold 100 million copies.
They have an adult version of that now. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. And so the battleships have shot glasses.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you're looking and you can't see the other side. It's the exact same game and you're doing the exact same thing. But when you hit it, that person has to drink. Sort of like have you guys ever seen the bar room Jenga? Where you have, instead of small Jenga pieces, they're 2x4s. And so they take up like a square foot, like the tower does.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Damn.
It's pretty cool.
And they do it like, I mean, in places where it's more, taverns than it is, loud music, dancing, that kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of the brew pubs and stuff like that have a lot of these kinds of games. Most places have axe throwing booths here. Most places have the cornhole inside. It's kind of darts aren't necessarily the thing that people are doing at the bars anymore. They'll go and have some drinks and do the axe throwing in like the rooms, or you have like the Top Golf type screens where people are able to do that at the bar, play Guitar Hero, stuff like that.
I've done the axe throwing thing. Not at a bar, but at King Richard's Fair.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's fun, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like it's almost like a power thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like you feel powerful when you throw it, and then the axe, boom, right there. It's like a little adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Then you start thinking about somebody that you'd like to be right there. Not saying I would do that, by no means. Wouldn't do that. No. Kenny, that is spectacular. Wow. Like every single one of those really belongs there, to be honest
Mhm.
with you. I mean, when you start thinking about it. Now, was there a list, a complete list of that? Is that just
That
this
is a
year?
complete list. I left. Yes, that's just this year, 2025.
So no yo-yo?
That's probably already in.
No yo-yo. Yeah, it's probably. I think
Gotta
it's already
be
in. No yo-yo.
It's got.
Yeah, I would think
Don't
so.
they have
Yeah, sorry,
competitions for that and everything?
Yeah.
Still.
Skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's
Gotta
a
be in.
lot of
Must
toys.
be in.
Those army men better be in there somewhere.
Barbie's probably already in.
Oh yeah, it's got to be.
Hey, snow is
Yeah.
in.
Snow
So you
is
know.
in. I mean, you know, and it's true though. I mean, think about it. All the snowball fights. You know, I introduced
sculptures, ice sculptures.
I did a lock-in one year for video game tournaments, right? So we did a lock-in. So you go, you register, you stay overnight, and you do tournaments all night long in like every type of game imaginable, and you gotta do well in order to be the champion of all those
Right.
games, right? So shooters, fighting games, you know, everything, puzzle games. So the winner, you know, of all of those things, you get a certain amount of points. But one year, we did this lock-in, and we had a snowstorm. So, you know, we're all in there. Everybody's like, oh, can we go? And because they weren't allowed to leave the building.
Mm-hmm.
So one year I decided, all right, it's snowing. We have like 6 inches of snow on the ground already. And I decided to come up with Snalo. So Halo being one of the games that was always played, I decided, all right, we're gonna do Halo, but with snowballs. So I had to be the guy that sends people back to their spawn site. And so it was like this Halo game, and it went up to 50.
Yeah.
So, you know, you had to make the snowballs and hit people with the snowball, and, you know, and that's how it was played. So we played Snalo out in the snowstorm as one of the tournaments.
Nice.
It was great. It was great. So just a little story there. So snow is definitely in. That is awesome.
Yep.
I hope everybody enjoyed the show. We ran a half hour late, but it was worth every minute of it. And I wanted to get it all out. Good luck for the rest of you folks that are going to be hosting this week, because you're not going to top this show. Period. Nope. That top 5 was epic.
Yeah.
Both the 5s were awesome. And they deserve to be in there. And I knew that's how it was going to be, because I couldn't decide, you know, only 5. And I needed you guys to help me with those movies. And I appreciate it so much. And I'm glad everybody that was here got to see it, including all those people on YouTube. Click that bell so you come back. And I'll tell you, we got a great week ahead doing this tourism week. So you're going to learn about a lot of places. JP, where is your podcast?
Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Amazon.
Where? What's the...
Oh, Marsh Talks.
There we go. Marsh Talks. Kenny, we're going to be starting the NBA show pretty soon. I cannot wait.
Yes.
So the NBA, look for that in the next couple of weeks on Rhode Island Broadcasting. And we will see everybody next time. So have... Oh, I forgot. Tomorrow. I don't know where it is. There it is. Tomorrow, I will be with Chuck. Becky has been dominating the Monday shows with Chuck. Now, I'm going to be on with Chuck tomorrow, and it's been like a month since I've done a show with him. So I cannot wait for that. Be here 10 a.m. in the morning, 8 a.m. Central. Go ahead, Kenny.
Shout out to Abigail, student from my school. She watches our shorts every time she has tablet time on weekends. Shout out to Abigail.
All right, Abigail, that is awesome. Thank you for watching the shorts. Hopefully you get to watch a full show sometime. Hopefully you do. But keep watching. Thank you so much, Abigail. All right, 10 a.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. We'll see everybody.
Bye.